a bit too festive sometimes, huh? Happy hours last all night, birthdays that make you wish you were never born. I feel you. That's why in this episode of Bitchin' Kitchen, we're gonna be cooking up rehab recipes. I've got 3 fantastic hangover meals that are gonna help replace the vitamins you lost along with your cell phone. As for your dignity, sorry. First up on the menu, sweet potato poutine. Golden fries loaded with melted cheese curds, smothered in a beefy gravy. Then, we're gonna coat our bellies with crispy mushroom medallione, served with an Italian salsa that's just packed with vitamin C. And lastly, a celery-pineapple smoothie that's gonna taste as good coming up as it did going down. Did I just say that? What I meant to say was, Hans is gonna school us on the importance of hydration.
Yeah.
The spice agent is gonna come clean about his stint in rehab.
I'm so ashamed, Nadia.
And finally, we're gonna bring down the roof with a music video called I'm Never Drinking Like That Again. Sakata! It's what I call a cooking show. Did you know that archaeologists discovered beer jugs that date back to the Stone Age? Incredible. This means that the art of brewing with anxiety, because you just woke up next to a Neanderthal who doesn't speak English, is over 10,000 years old. You'd think we'd have learned a little. Onto the poutine. Poutine, or as Quebecers like to call it, poutine, isn't just a hot, delicious mess of fries, gravy, and cheese. Oh no. Poutine is the ultimate hangover cure. See, fries are loaded with potassium, a key electrolyte that gets zapped after a night of drinking. The gravy, well, it's chock full of sodium and protein, which also need a re-up. And the cheese curds, well, man, that's just plain fatty goodness. Let's get cooking. Now, traditionally, poutine is made with starchy white patates, but I'm gonna be using sweet potatoes. Why? Because I like them. First, we'll peel these suckers and then push them through a French fry cutter. If you don't have a French fry cutter, you can always spend the next 30 minutes of your hangover hacking away at tough yams with a really sharp knife. Just make sure they're uniform in size and you don't win a Darwin Award, huh? The next step is to soak them in some ice water for 30 minutes to an hour. Now, since this is a hangover episode, these potatoes aren't the only vegetable that need a bit of freshening up with some H2O. So here's Hans, our scantily clad food correspondent, to teach us about hydration. Hans?
Miss G, alcohol is a diuretic, which means it sucks the water right out of your body, leaving you dehydrated and sad. That's why when you're out partying, remember, 1 glass of water for every cocktail you knock back. This will keep you hydrated and flush those toxins out of your system. Cocktail water, cocktail water. Get it?
Let's get cracking on our gravy. First, we're gonna slice up a couple of shallots nice and thin. Then, we're gonna saute them in some extra virgin olive oil. Add a pinch of salt, some freshly cracked pepper. While these sizzle away, we'll cook up a roux. A roux is the stuff that thickens gravies and makes you sound like a pro. So, heat a pan on medium. Then you're gonna add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. You always wanna use unsalted butter, never mind the pre-salted stuff. You're the mistress of your kitchen, you control the salt. Then schiaffin, 2 tablespoons of flour, and whisk like a maniac. You want to keep whisking until it has a gorgeous amber color. Then take the roux off the heat. Back to our shallots. Beautiful. These crispy bits are exactly what we're looking for. They're gonna add a deep toasted onion flavor to our gravy. It's gonna be fantastic. Now we're gonna deglaze the pan with 2 cups of organic beef stock, a pinch of thyme, and a nice pinch of brown sugar. Now we'll bring it to a simmer and then whisk in the roux. Now let it reduce over medium-low heat for about 10-15 minutes. Now it's time to get back to our sweet potato fries. Now that the potatoes are dry, it's time to deep fry them. What? Oh, I know. No one wants to admit they love deep-fried foods. It's a dirty little secret, like admitting you love Bon Jovi or something. Come on, he's got a few rockin' songs, no? What about Blaze of Glory? I'm a devil on the run, a six-gun lover.
So catch me if you can. I'm going down.
The point is, don't be ashamed. Stand tall and tell the world, hey, you nerds, I love deep-fried foods and I'm proud of it. Say it with me.
I love deep-fried foods and I'm proud of it.
I want to raise.
That's what I'm talking about. Man, even doctors recommend scoffing greasy foods when you're hungover. So take advantage. Quotes the bells. After a quick break, we're gonna finish up our sweet potato poutine and cook up another hangover treat. Keep on rocking the kitchen. Are we allowed to sing Bon Jovi?
I don't know.
Now, before we finish off our gorgeous sweet potato poutine, let's discuss the culprit of the hangover. See, my personal research has shown that the brutality of a hangover has very little to do with how much you drank and everything to do with how old you are. So don't blame yourself, blame nature. In your early 20s, a hangover's got nothing on you. Minor headache, couple of mystery bruises, maybe even a walk of shame. No biggie. Pop a painkiller and off you go for round 2. Whoop, things start to get ugly. Not only are you physically mashed, but anxiety, regret, and paranoia begin to seep from every stinking pore. Man, I don't know what happens if you party at this age. Maybe you explode. All I know is you don't see too many 40-year-olds partying, and I'm sure it's not because they don't yearn for a wild night out. I suspect the severity of a hangover at this age beats you into a bloody pulp of submission. Be afraid. Our gravy has reduced beautifully. You see how it coats the spoon? That means it's done. Gonna add a nice handful of freshly minced parsley. Let's finish up these fries fast. Okay, fill a heavy pot 3/4 of the way with peanut oil. If you don't have peanut oil, you could always use canola oil. Anything with a high smoke point, huh? Gonna turn the heat to medium-high. And when our thermometer reads 375, it's time to fry up our patates in small batches for about 5 to 7 minutes. Now, a poutine isn't a poutine unless you use cheese curds. These suckers are basically cheddar before they've been put into molds and aged. A really fresh cheese curd squeaks when you eat it, is a little bit salty, and a little bit rock and roll. They're also supposed to have a creamy golden hue. That's really good. But most dairy manufacturers, they add bright orange coloring to make it more appetizing. Since when did neon orange become appetizing? Okay, here goes. Cows are supposed to eat grass, and grass contains an orange photosynthetic pigment in it called beta-carotene, which inevitably ends up in their milk. Milk gets concentrated when you make cheese, and sakata, cheese has a golden tint. But these days, cows ain't eating much grass, so the cheese lacks pigment. What do? Scaff a bunch of synthetic coloring in it to make it seem like the good stuff. Listen, just like strippers and spray tans, orange cheese is only enjoyable if you're in the dark. Nice! Let's plate this poutine. Grab a bunch of our crispy fries, top them off with some cheese curds, spoon on some of our rich gravy. Mangiamo, no? Sweet, crispy fries smothered in a beefy gravy. Beefy! Salty cheese curds, delicious. Let's get cracking on our salsa. First, we're gonna add 2 cups of sweet cherry tomatoes. You can't go wrong with that, huh? Then, we're gonna throw in a handful of fresh parsley. You wanna use Italian flat leaf. That curly stuff just makes you choke. Then, we're gonna throw in about 5 basil leaves, more or less, you know. Eyeball it. Add 1 clove of garlic and about half a red onion. And last but not least, a hot Thai chili. Can you handle it? Thai chilies are the best for hangovers, so here's our spice agent to tell us more.
Thank you, Nadia. Chilies is a wonderful, colorful spice. It's like looking at a falling star or a beautiful sunset, or the first time I laid eyes on Tobey Maguire. Back to the onions. I mean the chilies. Back to the chilies. Thai chilies are the best for hangovers because they are so spicy that the brain releases endorphins, which make you feel better. Toda lael, I don't worry about hangovers ever since I went to rehab. Yes, Yecheskel went to rehab, but it was there that I learned that happiness cannot be found at the bottom of the bottle, but only halfway through the second.
Thanks for sharing,
Yecheskel Mizrahi.
That's it. All right, to this gorgeous sweet cherry tomato herb and onion mixture, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You always want to use extra virgin, only the good stuff. Cheap oil cheapens your dishes, no doubt. Second, 1 tablespoon of aged balsamic. Aged balsamic makes all the difference, minimum 7 years old. Then, a big pinch of brown sugar, some sea salt, and lots of freshly cracked pepper. Scaff on the top, and give it a whir to roughly chop. Perfect. Whenever you're cooking anything, always remember to taste your concoctions. For example, I added a big pinch of brown sugar. You may like 2 or none at all. The idea here is for you to get involved with the different layers of flavor, to make it your own. Unless you have no taste, then just follow the directions. Yamina. We'll cover this up and put it in the fridge. When we get back, we're gonna finish up these crispy mushroom medallione and scoff. Welcome back to Rehab Recipes. Some people drink to celebrate, others because they're depressed. Me, because I'm a megalomaniac with a mild anxiety disorder. To each their own. But sometimes, regardless of the reason, we take it too far. 1 drink turns into 10, and before you know it, you wake up with a hog-tied stranger, and even your mascara's running away from you. Not good. That's why we've dedicated this whole episode to hangover meals that'll help ease your pain. And what better than pasta to do the trick? Pasta is great for hangovers because carbs, they raise your blood sugar level, which makes you feel more alive. Here, I've got some gorgeous ricotta and mushroom stuffed medallione. Basically specialty stuffed pasta shaped like a medallion. If you don't have medallione, you could always use ravioli, panzotti, scotchapale, whatever you have handy. We'll boil the medallione in some salted water. Move these around a little bit because you don't want them to stick together. When they begin to float, give them another 3 to 5 minutes and they're ready for step 2. Now we'll drain the medallione. Next, dip them in some buttermilk. Then coat them in some Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Okay, now we're gonna pour about 1/4 inch of extra virgin olive oil into a pan. Turn the heat to medium-high. The way to test that your oil is the perfect temperature for frying is you grab a couple of breadcrumbs and you throw them in the oil. When they start sizzling wildly, you're good to go. We'll delicately pan fry these babies for about 1 minute per side, just until they're golden brown and crispy. We'll drain them on a wire rack. Let's get our spicy salsa out of the fridge. Look at this gorgeous salsa. I can't wait. Let's scoff. That crispy exterior contrasted with the tenderness of the pasta. Then you get the hot chilies, sweet tomatoes, all those herbs. Did I mention this salsa is packed with vitamin C? Hangover gold! What if you're so mashed you can't even get out of bed? What if the mere thought of solid foods makes you curl up into a fetal position and gasp, "Who's this dude in my bed?" And you're a hungover straight guy. Oh yeah, sometimes in life you get handed lemons, my friend, and if you use those lemons for tequila body shots, you're in trouble. After a quick break, we're gonna make a celery-pineapple smoothie and rock the house with a music video called I'm Never Drinking Like That Again. Stay hungry. Hey, Squibblebots, how you doing? Doing good? That's nice. Today on Bitchin' Kitchen, we're cooking up rehab recipes, because all that deep-seated regret really builds up an appetite. Now, let me tell you a story. See, when I was a little girl, I used to get real nervous about drawing princesses. Every time I'd put one down on paper, I'd have to close my eyes and actively replenish the princess supply. Otherwise, I was afraid that if I didn't do this, the princesses would be gone, used up, and I'd be left with nothing. What? I said I had a story. I didn't say it was a relevant story. Let's get this smoothie on the road. Now don't be afraid of celery. Always remember that celery's more scared of you than you are of it. See, celery not only adds a delicious, subtle, herbal undertone to the natural sweetness of the fruit, but it's also packed with fiber, vitamin C, and the ever-popular vitamin K. Now this recipe requires a juicer. So in goes 4 celery stalks, a cup of pineapple, and 1 apple. Now we'll finish off this smoothie in a blender. We're gonna add a banana for sweetness and texture, a nice tablespoon of honey, about a ½ cup of ice. Now I like to throw in about a tablespoon of green vitamin supplement. Close this baby up and give it a whir. What? That's it. It's over. Let's give this baby a taste. Banana, pineapple, the herbal nature of the celery. You can feel the vitamins being restored in your body. It's fantastic. I was gonna drink from the celery. Probably better from this. Cheers. And on that note, it's time for a pièce de résistance.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on a cooking show, the world musical premiere of...
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4! Waking up, my hair's a mess. I gotta catch a cab in this dress. Hope it's not what I think it is, but it sure looks a lot like.
יחזקאל מזרחי.
I hope I didn't get my freak on, oh no. Oh no. I thought he looked like Pacino in Serpico. Just pay him off, have him sign an NDA. That's the end. And I swear I'm never drinking like that again.
You think that's something? Many, many moons ago, I went wild in Ranana.
Super Disco!
Drink 5 shooter, my loin's on fire. I start to dream of double choir. And then my mother catch me, stealing all her pantyhose last night. Even though they are so silky, it's not right. Now I know that the stealing, it must end. Maybe you can lend? Okay, I'm never drinking like that again.
Bro, that's nothing. One summer I went to Greece to get away from the wife and have some peace. My cousin Costa wants to prove her bros we're getting tats in Mykonos. I got a tattoo of a fish with boobs last night. I wanted a mermaid, but my Greek is rusty, alright.
Now I may be clean and fit, but I was a struggling actor before this gig. Hung on in bars at an all-time low until this lady promised me a show. She said, come on down for a casting tonight. It was 3 a.m. I should have known something wasn't right. No more naked Shakespeare, that's the end. That's the end. And I swear I'm never drinking like that again. And I didn't even get the part. I swear I'm never drinking like that again.
One more time for the ladies.
I swear I'm never drinking like that again.
And that marks the end of Rehab recipes. But everybody knows that the best way to avoid a hangover is to not drink. And if you want to avoid car crashes, don't drive. And if you never want to get mugged, never leave the freaking house. Everything in moderation, my friends, especially moderation.